Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, and we're here to talk about the surprisingly fun movie that I thought that would be garbage that is better than the latest Star Wars movie, Sheep Detective. And you've seen the movies. It's Hugh Jackman reads to his sheep, and the sheeps go solve the murder. That is exactly what happens in the movie, and it's not corny whatsoever. I am surprised by how pleasant I enjoyed this movie, and it's not great, I'm not saying that, but it's better than Mando and Grogu, and we will talk about Mando and Grogu when I'm allowed to talk about that movie, which I was just aggravated the entire time. But Sheep Detective, first of all, it's great. So the movie starts off with Hugh Jackman's reading to his sheep, and he has one super smart sheep that is named Lily, and then there's, one other sheep that has, what's it called? Photographic memory that never forgets anything, and we see throughout the movie, right, that if the sheep close their eyes and count to 3, they forget something with the exception of 1 sheep, right? 1 sheep, and he remembers everything. So he remembers how everything works. So we have the story about they're reading some murder detective, and Lily's able to figure out that it's not the daughter, it's this other person that does it. And they're like, "Oh, wow, you're so smart, Lily." And then we go through the feeding of all the animals. Like some of the sheep are sick, so they eat something called oi, which is some type of blue paste to cure them. And then there's a little baby sheep that is a winter lamb that doesn't fit in with the other sheep. So he has to be fed with a bottle by Hugh Jackman. Um, the sheep owner next door comes over, some black guy, and they're having an argument because Hugh Jackman doesn't wanna renew the lease with him because that guy is killing the sheep on his side of the farm, and Hugh Jackman doesn't believe in that. He's okay with shaving the sheep for wool and things to that extent, but he doesn't wanna kill them. The sheep are daydreaming, and they say when a sheep, dies, they turn into a cloud. And the photographic memory sheep is like, "Yes, that is what happens." Then a thunderstorm happens. Meanwhile, at the same time, what's it called? The dude from the fuck is it? The Idea of You, Nicholas Galitzine, who plays a guy named Elliot, is a journalist for the Gazette. He comes over, and it's this little Denmark festival, and he's here to visit, and he doesn't like this Asian lady that is, like, in love with Hugh Jackman's character, and he's driving home in the rain, and he crashes his car in the rain, and he's in the AAA truck, and he sees, like, a light of someone, like, in the near the trailer that Hugh Jackman lives in. The sheep Next day, the sheep see a dead Hugh Jackman. They're very upset, and they're like, "He's dead. Oh, no." The cops come, and Nicholas Casine what the fuck is it? Elliot comes back, and he's like, "You should really check in, check for fingerprints, things like this, because cousin Greg is the cop of this town, and he's a very incompetent, cop." And we learned that Hugh Jackman was poisoned. Then we meet the lawyer of Hugh Jackman, of the Hugh Jackman estate, and we meet Molly Gordon's character, who is the estranged daughter of Hugh Jackman. And we read it's very like, Knives Out. Apparently, Molly Gordon is getting $30 million from the Will estate and a bunch of other shit, and he's like, "There's 2 murders and this like this." So then the sheep are like, "It's gotta be the daughter who did it," because, strange new daughter, she's got the motive, $30 million, and the sheep drop a book off outside, cousin Greg's police station, and he reads it, and then he's like, "Hmm." He creates a chart trying to map out whatever. And he questions Molly Gordon, and Molly Gordon's like, "I've never been to, the farm before." The sheep find a Cartier bracelet that she wears on the farm, and the sheep what's it called? Yeah, that's right. The sheep chase after cousin Greg, and they make him follow him, and he sees it, and then Greg is like, "Hmm, so she has been here before," and he arrests her for murder. And then Lily's like, "That's too easy. It can't be what's happening." But the baby lamb, the winter lamb is like, "No, there's a ghost that smelled exactly like, Hugh Jackman that was here." "What do you mean?" And he's like, "No, there was another ghost." He's like, "Yeah," and something to do with paint. It's quite an interesting situation. So then Lily's like, "Huh, I don't." Oh yeah, the will learns because of Molly Gordon now going to jail. That means they're all gonna be sent to the Black Eyes farm. But they sneak over to the Black Eyes farm and they see it's a slaughterhouse. So they're all like, "We have to escape." And the sheep two the outside Lily and the 2 who constantly go do the detective stuff, they're too scared, and they begin to forget about, Hugh Jackman's death and things by doing the forget me memory thing. And she's like, "Oh, no." And then the sheep that doesn't forget anything tells them about everything, like, "Yes, Lily, you've seen many sheep die before, but you forget each time, but you have to remember that, oh, life has meaning because it's finite," and a bunch of other things. And the little lamb, um, uses the paint to try to give a clue to Cousin Greg. So he breaks in to the prison and messes with Cousin Greg's murder mystery board, and Molly Gordon just watches the entire time. Then Cousin Greg comes in and he sees it, and he realizes something, the paint. And we're like, "Oh, the lawyer must have did it." But no, spoiler, we learned that Nicholas Cuisine is really Molly Gordon's secret brother because we learned during the will thing, we thought he was in South Africa, but no, he's not. He's secretly blonde to murder Greg and frame the sister so he could get the $30 million. But there we go, and that's what happens, and then Molly Gordon now controls the farm. She reads the stories. She looks beautiful in this. Good for Molly Gordon. Beautiful woman. Great eyebrows. We love a white girl with great eyebrows. Right? I think she's dating Jeremy Allen White in real life. I thought this was a fun movie. By the way, is it rewatchable? I know. Much better than Star Wars. That's all I gotta say. I enjoyed it. Good original movie. I think it's original. Is this based off a book? Who the fuck knows? But yeah, fun movie.